Hello everyone, welcome to a nice Scouts of Entertainment Reforged replay. Now this format's a little bit different today. It's a 14 2-player free-for-all sent in by Eclipse 2500 of the Darkcloud on a brand new map. And before we get started, if you'd like to support my work, there's a PayPal option, Subscribe Star, Patreon and stream donation link in the description below, along with various methods you can use to send me through other Reforged replays like this, or other Total War games like Three Kingdoms, Rome 2, etc. However, if that's not an option for you, then please remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, tick that bell for notifications, and leave your own thoughts about this battle in the comment section below. And with that, let's jump into the replay. So, Eclipse is coming in the realm of Dorwinion, and we have some Evelyn infantry here, 2 units. 2 units of Evelyn marksmen, 2 units of Mukindi pikes, and some Mukindi glade lords. Now he stacked up his army like this because he wants to move west as soon as the game starts. The rest of his army is over here actually, and we have 2 units of Endor Glade Guard, 2 units of Mukindi Stalkers, and 2 units of Selder River Patrol. Now what makes this force so special is that each unit here has a hidden ability, which means Eclipse has some plan for them later, and right now he doesn't want any of his enemies to know that he has these units. So he could use them to outflank an opponent later. We'll see what he does with them. Next, or maybe he just forgot about it, we'll see. His ally is Rudar, commanded by Death Eater, and the well-known veteran of Reforged. He's got some 2 units here of Dunman Hunters, some Rudar Clansmen, mixed in with some Dunman Pikemen, looks to be 2 units of each there. Next we have some Herodane Pikemen, mixed in with some Rudar Clansmen, some Etamor's Troll Hunters, Herodane Nobles, Coldfell Maidens, 2 units there. Coldfell Maidens is a Javelin unit, guys, similar to the Riddermark Skirmishers. So, you know, they have been effective sometimes, other times not. It all depends how you use them and who you use them against. That really matters the most. Now, he could have some Foradum Javelins here, he could have some Trollshot Axe Sowers. It looks like we have 2 units total here of Etamor's Troll Hunters. We'll keep an eye out for hidden units. But, move on to the first. There are 3 opposing teams. And the first player of such a team is Dale, commanded by Inks Fitz. So, it's an all-star replay today. We've got all players here, all veterans I believe. We've got some Dalian Cavalry here, 2 units. We have some Dalian Bowmen. Now these guys are not armoured up. You can tell by the leather vest. Looks to be just 1 unit here of Bowmen. Make that 2 now. We have civilians here. Probably to be used as a meat shield only, or to brunt a cavalry charge. They're really good with that. Next we have some Dalian Spearmen mixed in with some Barding Herd. Looks to be 2 units there of each. Some Mukindi Pikes. Blackshot Dragon Slayers. I really love these guys. They are AP. I like to use them to take down heavy infantry or heavy cavalry even. They're a good deterrent for each, but make sure they're protected. They are very vulnerable to heavy Lancer cab charges, so you know, make sure they've got some security around them at all times. Next we have some dismounted Earls of Dale, 2 units. Some Earls of Dale. I have mixed feelings about these guys. I do not think very highly of them. I never really see them do well in any cavalry fight that they're in, so maybe they need some work on them in that regard. Next we have some Mukindi Pikes again, and some Dalian Spearmen to act as a rear guard. Okay, I think we can move on to his ally, which is Umba, commanded by Inarius. Good day, Inarius. He's got some Corsair infantry here, some Corondas Legion, 3 units. We've got 2 units of Belaga Pikemen, Belaga Archers here, 1 unit. Some Corondas Faithful, a really good melee unit. Not too bad on the cavalry charge either. Corondas Legion is pretty good in a melee fight. That's where I think they excel. Next we have some Naru and Naru Sentinels, some Adunim Shadow Guard, Balakath Marksmen, and some more Adunim Shadow Guard. And next we have the Warlords of Umba, a great Lancer unit, can really demolish almost anything in their path. So it all depends on who they charge against and how effective the charge is. Like some units for some reason will just go to an enemy and then the charge will go, they'll just flop, it won't go anywhere, which really is sad because you can actually lose a lot of cavalry that way. So you want to make sure they've got a good run up to charge at their opponent. Next we have the next team, Numenor, commanded by Chris Almighty, or Hail Chris, Lord Blindness. He's changed their name so many times I'm not sure who he is anymore. We have some Seafarers and Indamos, 3 units here, some Romena Nadukadar, some Belaga Pikemen, some Romena Abadum, looks to be 2 units there, and some more Belaga Pikemen. Next we have some Pharazim Swordmasters, Royal Legion of Manalos, Arthedain Pikemen, my bad, we've got his ally here, commanding Arthedain, commanded by Adora. I don't think I've actually seen Adora before, but Maybe he's changed names too, I'm not sure. But if you're new, Adora, welcome. He's Arthurine Pikeman here. These guys are not armoured up. You have Arthurine Men at Arms. These guys are armoured up all the way. There's a plated armour upgrade. 2 units there. Wardens of the North. Similar to the Blackshot Dragon Slayers, but slightly weaker, but still very, very good. Next we have some Dismounted Knights of Numinas, generally is in that unit of Wardens. We have some Doomdome Peacekeepers, 2 units. We have some Arthurine Pikemen, again not armoured up. And some Unnuminized Gate Guards. Arthurine Marksmen, not armoured up. With some more Arthurine Marksmen and some Evident Spearmen. Couple units here. And Knights of Numinas, similar to the Warlords of Umbar pretty much. And I think that's it for that team. Now, you know, some players don't use armor upgrade on everything because maybe they run out of money or want to spend money on an additional unit like the Evident Spearman, a light unit, but still can be pretty good in battle and can be a great buffer against certain cavalry charges or a good holding unit in case you're trying to hold your flank while attacking elsewhere. Okay, I think we have the final team, which is the Realm of Lothlorien, commanded by Froggy. I haven't seen Froggy in a little while, but he's definitely a veteran of Reforged. We have some Lorien Archers here and some Lorien Spearmen, some Blades of the Wood, Lorien in action. Jeez, Froggy, you made this easy for me, didn't you? Some Riders of the Golden Wood. I think we've got Watchers of the Golden Wood. Kindred of Celeborn, I think, is in there too. We've got some Elder Council, more Lorien Spearmen, more Lorien Archers, and March Wardens of the Wood. I have to come back to the rest of the army later. And now we come to the one and only Sin of the Darkcloud, one of the developers of Reforged itself. Without him, a lot of this would not be possible. Same goes for a bunch of other people too that I'm not too familiar with. I'm sorry guys, I really am. If you'd like to put your names in the comment section below, I'll be happy to give you credit every time I see you in a replay. Next we have some Muad Beast Hunters, some Champions of Nafarat, Trollman of Harad, 2 units, some Muad Beast Hunters, Muad Warriors, 1, 2, 3, 4 units there. And we have Haradian Spearmen. Sin's obviously commanding Roman Harad, if I didn't point that out earlier. 2 units there. Some Southron Archers, the Black Serpents, and 2 units of Serpent Guard. And that is it. Now, I'm surprised I'm not seeing any Demons of the Desert here, but maybe they are here and we just can't see them. Let's wait and see. But for now, let's get this replay started. Enjoy. Now, Mobile Kill is always a very tricky unit, guys, to bring. I mean, they are effective if they get their opportunity, but they don't like fire ammunition, they don't like fire arrows, they hate javelins with a vengeance. Heavy Lancer cavalry charges also can be effective on them from time to time, but like I said, they hate fire and they hate javelins, but make sure, and they really, really hate artillery. So, you know, a direct artillery hit on these guys can actually break a unit of 4 or 5. I've seen it before. It is devastating to lose a unit like that because this unit costs a lot of money. So make sure you use them wisely. If you see a ballista or you see artillery, make sure you stay well away from them. Unless you want to lose your unit pretty much straight away. Okay? Now, we've got Froggy scrambling to get to his teammate. Eclipse has actually met up with his own teammate. Now, looks like they're planning to face off against Dale and his ally. Zumba, of course, I forgot about that. Okay, Inksfit scrambling to get to Wumba and Arius. Chris and Amar. Is it Amar? Oh, Adora, sorry, Adora. Looks like they might be facing off against Harad and Lothlorien, if I'm reading this right. Alright, we'll do a small cut here and come back, as it looks like the players are just sort of regrouping right now and planning their next move. So we'll come back once we see them, when we see that move take place. See you soon. Alright guys, we are back because Eclipse has actually gone in alone. His ally is way, way behind. He's coming over the hill now. Now we also see that Sin's army is approaching Eclipse's invisible units. It is possible that Froggy, actually this is Froggy. Froggy might have used that little shift or tab trick used to find hidden units. I don't know. But he's heading directly for him. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence or not. Hopefully Eclipse stays on top of that. Okay, we've got Ever Marksman right here. It all depends, like, where are they firing at? They're shooting at everything and everything they can. We've got Daling Cavalry coming in. I'm not really sure what Eclipse's plan was here when he did this. There's also a bunch of his marksmen already. His Evelyn infantry are going in. His pikemen are not too far behind, but damn, they are needed. Colfer Maidens thankfully have arrived on scene. But they're not firing yet, are they? Oh, they are firing. But they're throwing the javelins at civilians. They're shooting at the wrong target. We've got Earls of Dale here. The marksmen need to reload. The marksmen need to fire on the cavalry. So what's Eclipse doing here? Is he going to do it or not? Yep, he's doing it. We've got McQuinty Glade Lords too. Now this is a good move here. Coalfire Maidens escaped for the most part. They lost a little bit. But Inkship's made the mistake of bunching up his cavalry, which really enabled the marksmen to get a bead on them. And as you can see, they are going down quickly. Okay, yeah. Coalfire Maidens shooting at the Dalian cavalry. Eclipse's battle line trying to face off against the Dale. We've got some fire there from the Selden River Patrol. Hang on, I just gotta go back to this. I'm thinking, holy smokes. Okay, from the look of things, Froggy appears to be totally unaware of Eclipse's force there. Eclipse better not make a move. If he makes a move right now, he is screwed. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Okay, Naris bringing his Wallers Wumbar. Coalfire Maidens going here on a charge.
Changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Not a bad charge at all there. Wallers Wumbar, what can they do? Coalfire Maidens dropping very quickly down to 35. They lost pretty much 30 men there, and they're broken. So nice charge there from Anarius. Good move. Now, Death Eater sending in his next unit of Coalfire Maidens, but they won't fare any better than the original unit. And you could lose them if he's not careful. The Death Eater's forces are here. Actually, Inkship has broken through. Not Eclipse, sorry. Inkship has broken through Eclipse's left flank there. So his forces are in trouble. But the McQuinty Glade Lords have a nice charge. They can get a nice charge here on this amount of Earls of Dale. Hopefully Eclipse does that to balance out his lines and force Inkship's back. He needs to do that. So we've got a lot happening here all at once. Oh, that's not right either. Hang on, guys. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. We are moving around a bit too quickly, I think. I've just got to try and slow it up a little bit. Okay, so Eclipse's left flank is in a bit of trouble. Thankfully, his ally is arriving and could actually outflank Inkship if Anarius doesn't move up fast enough. But it looks like poor Anarius. So it looks like Anarius and Inkship here drew the short straw big time. Crystal Almighty, along with, I keep forgetting his name, Adora, have actually outflanked Anarius here. I don't know why Crystal Mighty and Adora didn't face off against Senator Darkcloud and Froggy. They should have. But I guess they saw an opportunity to attack Anarius, and I'm sure Anarius and Inkship are pissed right now. But let's see what Anarius can do here. It's not looking too good for them. I think they were shooting at maybe the Knights of Numinas. We've got the Coronats Faithful, they're chasing them off. Now we've got Seafarers and Indamos here with javelins charging in. I'm sure it's a mistake. We've got Casimir's Rangers too, which I didn't see before. So all things considered, I gotta say Anarius is doing pretty well here. His right flank though is collapsing. He probably needs to fire his Casimir's Rangers over there, and of course their crossbowmen need to focus their attention over here too. They're in a bit of trouble. Yeah, look, that is a really good target there, but he's got to try and drive back Crystal Mighty here. He's got to redirect his fire, or he's going to get outflanked and his front line's going to be folded up faster than he can blink. Okay, so it looks like we got Sin coming. Sin's on his way. Okay, Seafarer's under fire. We've got Anthony Men-at-Arms charging in. Crossbow should have fired at them. Is that where the Casimir Rangers are going to go? They have to. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Very nice. Well done. But Inaris is in a lot of trouble there. I think he needs Inkswitz's Blackshot Dragon Slayers, but Inkswitz has problems of his own. He's facing up against 2 players himself. But he's done very well against Eclipse's army here. Eclipse still has a whole half of his army over there. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, Sin has swarmed Inkswitz's cavalry. That wasn't very nice. Alright, so Galleon Spearmen facing off there. They're following up Eclipse right here. Blackwald's trying to back up Eclipse. We got Rudar Clansmen here. Rudar Axemen moving in. We've got Forodum Javelins as well. Maybe the Forodum Javelins should target Inkswitz's front line Barney Herd or Seldon River Patrol and take them out quickly. But I tell you what, I think Inkswitz needs to fire on Chris Almighty. He needs to try and bring Inarius some relief. It's not looking too good here for Inarius.
Only half the enemy force remains.
As you can see, he's being folded up. And there's not much he can do about it. His right flank has been destroyed. Now, is the whole unit going to be firing here or what? Oh, okay. That was done by the Watchers of the Golden Wood or the Riders of the Golden Wood. They're going to be breaking very, very soon. Alright, so Froggy has arrived. Here comes the Mullikill. That's the army of Sin for you. Now, I'm not sure why Eclipse didn't activate his trap when Froggy started marching. His army has a long way to go now. I don't know. Froggy might see it coming now. He's got a fair distance to cover now to try and surprise Froggy. I don't see him doing that. I'll have to wait and see. Of course, you know, what should Inkswitz do here? We've got Chris Almighty and Ardora coming in. We've got Forodum Javelins moving in. Diamond Hunters, Atomorph's Troll Hunters. Eclipse probably needs to conserve his ammunition. They need to declare a truce here. Inarius is literally running his Casimir's Rangers through the lion's den. He's literally now between 2 opposing teams. He's asking to get slaughtered here. As punishment, he probably should. I mean, what the hell are you thinking? But we have Death Eater pulling back. Eclipse not pulling back just yet. Probably should. Probably should. unfortunately, it looks like he's wasting a bit of Blackshot's Dragon Slayer ammunition there. They're moving forwards now. Ruda Axeman, a unit of 92, broke. Very strange. We got Bellic the Marksman here. What happened to the Casimir's Rangers? Are they invisible? Did they just go invisible? I don't know. Maybe if I was an RS, I'd probably up on this blob here. Might only get a couple of shots in, but maybe good shots. Is there some sort of alliance here between Anarius and Froggy and Sin or something? I don't know. He's really exposing himself here to Sin's army. I don't know why. I keep waiting for Sin to kill him, but Sin is not doing it yet. Meanwhile, Inksfit's Danny Bowman facing off against Seafarers. Seafarers should win that. Alright, looks like things are calming down a little bit. And that's Death Eater's general unit there. Remember, Death Eater's general already died. Okay, Rise of the Goldwood firing here on Death Eater. And they're taking out his Blackwolds. That's not a good thing.
We're under attack.
Evelyn Marksman pounced on by the Serpent Guard. And Evelyn Infantry outflanking them. Decent charge there. Evelyn Marksman's shooting at the cavalry. Not getting too many kills there. Well, Quinty Gladlord's struggling to get into the ranks of the Serpent Guard. Rise of the Golden Wood not going away. Who do we have here? Moonlight Warriors going in. There is a lot of strange alliances going on here. Looks like Sin's getting ready to face off against Arthedain and Numenor. Let's see what we got there. We've got fire arrows coming in. We've got Diamond Hunters coming in. Alright, Eclipse has activated his his stealth force, I should say. Yeah, I'll call it his stealth force. You can see they're coming up to the rear ranks there with the Numa kill. We've got a lot of battle lines everywhere here. We got javelins, we got arrows, we got it all right here. We also have throwing daggers. We got dancing daggers too. Numa Kill's going in. Well, Quinty Stalker's coming over the hill here. Numikill's being peppered there from the Artade Numenor archers. Okay, 4 of them javelins. Looks like they've used up their javelins. Diamond Hunter's firing into the Elder Council. Okay, we've got Eclipse firing in on the Kindred of Celebraun and the March Wardens of the Wood. I'm not sure what his plan was here doing this. It's possible he's sacrificing his Mokwindi Stalkers until his own the rest of his force gets here, and when they do, they can pelt them down with their javelins, and Nandor Gladeguard can get into their faces. The Murkill from Sen has all but collapsed. Looks like the Dunedain Troll Slayers took care of most of them. The rest of Sin's force not faring too well here. So it's hard to know who's winning. Alright, 7 guard from Sin still running around. Okay, Eclipse's general is dead. Nandor Gladeguard striking Froggy's rear ranks.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yep, Eclipse's River Patrol's in a bit of trouble here. Who are they going to be shooting at?
We've lost half of our men.
Kindred of Celebraun and Watchers of Golden Wood doing everything they can to shut down the Nandor Gladeguard. Eclipse trying to skirt around the Lornad Swordmasters. They've got to try and fire on the Watchers of the Golden Wood for sure. That's got to be their plan. You'd hope. Where's the Nandor Gladeguard going? They're dropping very fast. So, what's the River Patrol doing here? Yeah. Okay, Sin and Froggy broke him. Daman, okay, Rudar not faring too well here. He's still got some men alive. Eclipse really struggling to use his patrol, and they broke a unit of 99. That's horrible. He didn't really get to use those units at all. It's a big loss there for Eclipse.
In the course of battle, the defeat seems almost certain.
Nandor Gladeguard being overwhelmed. We've got Seafarers and Nemos trying to challenge the Blackshot Dragon Slayers. And Nari still has some troops here. I'm not sure. Blackshot should win that. We've got Froggy butchering this unit of Arthur pikemen. Oh, patrols are back. Who are they shooting at? Oh, they're targeting the Kindred of Celeborn. They're tearing them up. They're broken. Nandor Glade Guard has great morale. I'm not sure what Death Eater's going to do here. He might wait a little bit. So far it looks like Chris Almighty and Adora are faring the best out of all of the 4 teams here today so far.
Only half the enemy force remains. Our men have fought long and are becoming tired. Defeat seems almost certain.
Just charging into him, Lornet Axeman. With Edibles trying to see, they should be turning around the fire into the backs of the Lornet Axeman. Blades of the wood there are broken. Okay, they're firing, but the Black Serpents could take him out here. They've got the Diamond Hunters firing directly into him. Sin of the Darkcloud just lost his general. Okay, Froggy's trying to regroup with the rest of his forces if there are any left. Kindred of Celeborn is surrounded. So Eclipse obviously brought in his stealth force a little bit too early. Maybe we should have saved it for a little bit later. It was pretty much picked apart as soon as they arrived on scene. I'm not sure he could have done anything differently there. He didn't have to wait about the moment till they were gone. The Kindred of the Celeborn and the Watchers of the Golden Wood really did a number on it. And I don't think it obviously wasn't a good idea to charge into the Quindi Stalkers. They didn't last very long against the Lorien forces that they charged into. The Diamond Hunters here, firing point blank into the narrow sentinels. They might get one more volley off, maybe. Doubtful. They're wavering and very tired. They lost their general. They don't want that. I think that they might have lost his archers here.
General lies dead.
Yeah, that's good news for them. Yeah, Death Eater's forces are definitely on their last legs.
Our allies have fled the field like cowards.
Eclipse is pretty much being destroyed at this stage. All that's left is Anarius and Inksfits. Well, Sin has some Southron archers here, but I haven't put too much stock in them winning the battle today. Okay, we've got players admitting defeat left, right, and centre. No, Blackshot Dragon Slayers have charged up. They're there. Must have used up their ammunition. Trying to go one-on-one with the Knights of Illuminus. The dismounted Knights of Illuminus. Oh no. I think Isfits might have just admitted defeat. The last player is Anarius. Alrighty folks, I've left it on ×2 speed. Anarius doesn't appear to be at his keyboard. His units just aren't moving. I'm going to call that Anarius is either AFK or desynced because this makes no sense. Anarius normally never does anything like this. Okie dokie, so congratulations to Ahura and Chris Almighty on their victory. They got pretty much the most kills combined and were the last team standing by a lot. That being said, Eclipse 2500 and the Darkcloud and Death Eater did pretty well. But you got to appreciate Inkswitz and Anarius had a difficult task set from them at the start, being surrounded by two different teams. Anarius, was a bit unfortunate for him there at the end. Not sure what happened there, but please leave a comment below to describe what happened. We'd like to know what went wrong there at the very end. But Anarius didn't have too many troops left. He couldn't have won anyway with what he had. But that being said, Eclipse 2500 of the Darkcloud and Death Eater. Eclipse got 1327, Death Eater 1780. Unlucky there with Eclipse with his stealth force. It obviously didn't go the way he planned at all there with them. Froggy and Sin did a great job arriving on scene and doing what they did. Froggy got 1636, Sin of the Darkcloud 1057. Chris Almighty 1527 and Adora 1858. Inkswitz 1544 and Anarius 1329. Looking at Eclipse's kill count, McQuinty Glade Lords 142, Stalkers 143, second unit 181. So Stalkers obviously got a few kills there, but still didn't turn the tide, which is unfortunate. Nendor Gladeguard got pretty much butchered there by the Kindred of Celeborn and Watchers of the Golden Wood. McQuinty Pikes 72 to 182, Evelyn Marksman 62 to 58, 109. Big differences there. Evelyn Infantry fed alright. 74, 75, 66, not bad at all. Alright, so that was actually a pretty interesting map, especially with all the hills. Players can do a lot there with the high ground and the low ground there. And yeah, that was just a great map. Another great map. Love it. Thank you to Eclipse 2500 for sending in the replay. This is Scats for Entertainment signing off. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.